Hello, Jolly Dollies. Hope you're well. I'm Navi, and I'm Doll Dog Collector. Welcome to my channel, Barbie Roots. So, May in Mermay is almost done, and I haven't done a video. I didn't have the time. I'm so sorry, but I'm here now, and I created a little scene for us. But where are the mermaids? Oh my goodness, where are? I know Mermay is nearly gone, but have they left? Oh my God, there's one. Of course there is. It's the OG of 1991 Mermaid Barbie with her iconic blue, shimmery, iridescent, thin. That's all crinked up. I love this style. I think I'm in her little crimped bra. Now I rebooted this one, so she's not in her original hair because the mermaid from 1991, here she is. Let's bring it closer. Look at that face, so gorgeous. Oh, I remember. This is taking me back to 1991. So I rebooted her with blue hair because I thought it went really, really well with the outfit. Now, when I started rerouting, I didn't want to do something boring, and when I purchased her, she was one of my first reroutes also. Excuse me. When I rerouted her, let me do something different because I didn't like her original hair, to be honest, because it came with tinsel. I will put a little picture of her, but if you know, you know. If you were born, if you're a 90's kid, you will know that the OG mermaid was everything when she came out. She was so beautiful. She is beautiful. Her original hair was just past her bottom, and then it had a braid in the middle. Her hair was platinum blonde, and she had a braid in the middle that was pink and blue. Now I did insert that into my reroute, so I put some pink and purple in there. Now the colors are very pastel, so it doesn't particularly show, but it's there. See? Yes. So when we were growing up in the 90's, I'm going to put it back on a stand. I'm just going to do a little mermaid talk. So she came out around the same time as Totally Hair Barbie, and we were obsessed with Totally Hair Barbie, and we asked for the can, the Totally Hair can. I asked for the Totally Hair can, and my sister asked for the Totally Hair Barbie. And at Christmas, when we got our presents, I got the Totally Hair can. My sister was gifted the mermaid Barbie. Now, we were slightly disappointed that we didn't get the Totally Hair Barbie. Excuse me. But she was so beautiful that we just couldn't care. So, yes, Totally Hair, no, mermaid, original mermaid in 1991. That was then followed, and I think that those were the best times for mermaids from Mattel, because they gave us removable fabric thins and the craftsmanship, and the gimmick was that you could just bring her thin up, and then she exposed her little feet, and you could play for hours with her. So I rebooted this one, and I would have loved to had been able to give her the color changing feature that she had originally, because the braid that was in the middle was like a magical color changing theme. If you put it in hot water, the two colors would turn from blue and pink to blonde, and then you'd put it back in cold water and you would change back to blue and pink. So, but all in all, I'm not too mad about her, and I think that she looks really cool. Now, she didn't come with her original earrings, so I purchased these ones. I purchased these little stud earrings, and I painted them with a little bit of nail polish, and then I put glitter on them. Can you see that? Because the original earrings were just plain light blue studs, so I thought I'll give her a little touch of my own self. I did manage to get, she didn't come with this, she came with her outfit, but she didn't come with this, and I paid a pretty penny for that little thing on its own. I then put it back in her original half up do, and she's so pretty. She's still one of my favorites. And then Mattel, let's just bring it back in there, and then Mattel released two more, which were a purple version of it, and they were released in 1993. Now, this is not the original doll, and they do need to be washed because they have been in storage and they have been just kind of put away, because once I do my reroots. Now, this is not the original 1993 magical hair mermaid. I have the original, but they are quite pricey, so I didn't want to mess around with that one. So she's somewhere in a box waiting to be given life. What I did, I got splashing color. I got splashing color Barbie, and then I turned it into the outfit, because back when I started collecting, again, when I started collecting especially to do reboots, because I did one and I really enjoyed it, and then that just spiraled into me collecting and doing reboots and stuff. Now, this one is the purple version, and the purple version also had a color feature, but I thought, because they are kind of in the same category of the 90s mermaids, I thought I will do pretty much the same as I did with the first one. So I gave her some pink and blue in between. Now, this one, I don't know what happened, but she's got so much hair. I packed a lot of hair into this poor girl, and the hair is quite heavy as well. And this hair is not Kanekalon. I used another type of hair when I first started rebooting, and I'll try and put a link below. It's quite good hair as well. It's very shiny and just lays really well. You can use heat on it as well. It's heat resistant, and she looks quite grubby right now, so we need to do something about it. But onto her outfit. So she's not the original, because I thought I will give the other two like similar. I will turn them into twins, and it was mainly my sanity of rebooting and enjoying collecting again. So her outfit is purple. It's like shimmery purple, pretty much the same concept as the blue one, and she's got some 3 little pearls. The fabric is shimmery and it's quite thinner compared to the blue one, but they use pretty much the same type of material, and it's got like little pleats around it and the shimmery tail that then lifts up as well. So that's the purple version of it, and it's all iridescent as well, which makes it look even more magical. So that's the purple version. Now, I don't know if they both came out around the same time, because I think she might have been a success, and then Mattel might have... Oh, she's so heavy. I'm going to put it all the way in the back, because otherwise she's going to fall. My fault, mea culpa, because she's got way too much hair, and I will probably reboot the original at some point. I was planning to do a lot of videos for Mermay, and that didn't pan out. So we then have this pink version, and again, she is the splashing color Barbie that then rebooted in pink. And back then I wasn't going for original concepts. I just did as I thought was right, or what was going in my imagination. I'm a bit more restricted now. I try and get them to be as close to their original selves as possible. Now she has the pink studs, which were the ones that he used for, I believe she had, the purple one had white ones to go with the pearl look, because she has like a couple of beads in her outfit, a couple of pearls. So her outfit is more of like I Dream of Jeannie. So the tail is not iridescent, and it's not like that shimmery fabric. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's called lame, if I'm not... lame fabric. But hers is more fabric. So we've got... And yes, I had to put a little... I had to adjust that myself, because these outfits are quite old. They are from the 90s after all. But she does resemble a bit of a genie vibe. She's got like a little gold shell in her bra with little sleeves. And then the tail is fabric with some mesh in the front. She's got some gold detailing around her waist, and they've Velcro in the back as well. And then they still gave her the shimmery thin, which is a bit crimped because they've been in storage, and their hair looks like it needs a wash. It needs to be taken care of. But I thought, since I haven't been able to do the videos that I wanted to do for you guys, because I wasn't ready, and time just goes by so quickly as well. So these are the original mermaids of the 90s, and I think that they are fabulous. Now, I would have preferred if they had kept the same concept with this one, with that material. I think it would have made it a bit more magical. Let me just grab this one and just put them on there. Oh, she's very top heavy. I may have to reboot her again, because that's a lot of hair. Now, there was Fountain Magic Barbie and Mermaid Barbie, and the concept was she had a little crown that had a little pump and then squirted water, so it was like hair play and bath play and all that kind of stuff. So those are my first 90s girlies. We're going to move on to another one. Now, before we move on to the next one, there is another one that they released in 1990. Now, in 1995, they released Barbie Sea Pearl Mermaid. I will put a little description in. I will put a little picture of her. Now, that doll is like a phantom, all right? Now, I've seen it pop up on eBay a couple of times, and I was tempted to get it because I've been wanting one in box. They're quite rare and not cheap. at all. So we then moved to still 1995, but then they, with the success of Totally Hair Barbie and Hollywood Hair Barbie, they then dropped this girl. Now, the Totally Hair Barbie is still the most sold out Barbie of all time because of her length, knee length, ankle length hair. And then they released Hollywood Hair Barbie, and then they thought, and then they went on, oh, this works, so let's do a whole lot of these long-haired mermaids. Now I've got one of the blonde girls. Now, we did get one of these. We did get one of these with my pocket money. We went and bought one, and when we got to the aisle, they were displayed in threes because we only got Barbie, Midge, and Teresa. I had not seen the AA version of Barbie, so they released this girl, and the commercial was just oh my god, that's the, because she still goes by the longest hair ever, because the hair was past the toes now, and it was even longer. And then we thought, we need to get it, we need to get it, we need to get it. So we did. And if you had one of these, or if you're gifted one of these, you know that hair only looks good in that box. That beautiful long hair, the minute it came out of the box, was a tangled mess. So it became like a struggle to keep the hair looking good the minute we got it out of the box, because it tangled straight away. So we carried on. We played with her for a little bit. With that long hair, we were mesmerized and kept brushing it to keep it tangle free, but there was nothing that was untangling that hair. So what we did, I didn't got fed up with it, and I gave her a haircut, and the hair was down to her knees, and then that was more manageable, and the hair stayed in place, and then we washed it and that kind of stuff. So it did make our lives easier. But that hair, if you have one of these, keep it in box. So she is absolutely beautiful, and she's in a private place in my doll room, which I haven't finished. Adulting is hard. So this is the side of the box, and back then we used to get coupons. We used to get points to collect. Oh, a little bit off center. So this is the box that I remember. And when I went to purchase, there was the three girls lined up, and I had never been more tempted to get a Teresa, because her hair looked so beautiful and so shimmery and shiny. So I was, but we had to get Barbie, of course. But years later, we then grew up, we got our money, and when I started rebooting, I thought, I need to get these girls. I need to collect them again. So let's have a quick look. And these are kind of my first type of reboots. So these were like kind of my first. So here's my blonde version of Barbie. And for some reason, right, if you've seen other videos of mine, I am not a big fan of bangs, fringe. I am not, because especially with hair this long, I always wanted, and I always wondered back when I was a child, how they would look without the bangs and the fringe in the front. So as an adult, I was able to achieve that. So the hair again is not Conneclon. It's another type of hair. It's clip-on hair extensions that I got on eBay. And let me tell you, this hair solved that problem. There was no more tangles because this hair does not tangle. And I packed this girl with some hair. It's even longer than, so I think her original hair was to here or even here, which was just past the tail. And I folded the hair when I got it because I think the hair is about 60 inches or something, and I simply just folded because I'm not in the middle. I used my own knot method to reroot, and this hair does not tangle. It's easy to brush, and I'll show you. Got a little brush here. This hair does not tangle. And I think a pack of hair is about 6-7 pounds, and you get a lot of hair. So when I first started rerooting, I did pack a lot of hair onto my dolls. I don't do that anymore. I don't do half as much hair as I used to because it's not necessary. I was just being extra. But I still think that these are some of the best dolls that we ever got from Mattel. So I have his blonde. She then has some star drop earrings. She wears, even for the 90s, the makeup is quite minimal. It's got a bit of gold shimmery tones, blonde, blue-eyed, red lipstick. And then her outfit is shimmery. It's gold with some shimmery color scales. Can you see that? Got little shimmery color scales. She then has lattice little sleeves or straps, and then her tail is like this. So it's gold and all the way around. And then that's her fin, which is removable, and you could go from mermaid to human, like so. So, and that's her little fin. Now, I'm not too crazy about the fin, to be honest. The fin carries the same theme of lattice, mesh, and then gold. I was able to get this one in quite good condition, which is great. And I have rebooted a couple of these because I didn't switch to Knackle hair. And then I got myself little. So these dolls came with a ring. Back in the 90s, they pretty much used to always have a ring that we lost very quickly. And what I did, I purchased a couple of the earrings, and then I used the stud. Can you see that? As the earrings. So yeah, I spent a tiny bit of money on these just to get them as complete as possible. I do have the crowns. The crowns, once you remove the crown that's been threaded into the doll, it doesn't stay on very well. But then we've got Teresa, of course, with her beautiful long dark hair, and she is absolutely beautiful. Now Teresa has a slightly higher forehead for some reason, and I hadn't noticed that. And when I rebooted her without the bangs and without the fringe, I was like, why does she look a bit off? It's because her forehead's slightly longer, but it's pretty much the same concept as Barbie. And she's, instead of brown eyes, they gave her some violet and Can we see that? Some violet and blue eyes, which I think are beautiful. Same earrings, same dangly earrings, same. Now I did fashion my own ring, and her outfit is just a pink version of Barbie's, and her hair is just as long. Same kind of hair, and can you see that? And these girls have been in storage for quite some time, and that hair does not tangle. And what I tend to do in order to store them, because the hair is heavy and much longer than the original, I tend to just wrap it around like so, because that way it doesn't tangle. So that's why there's a bit of a kink to this hair. So that's Teresa. And then we've got ourselves Midge. So here's Midge. And Midge is absolutely stunning. With her closed mouth. So the other two are smiling. Actually, they do have different smiles because Barbie's a bit more of a beauty queen smile. She's more of a pouty smile. And then we've got Midge with her closed mouth. Midge's hair is thicker than the other two, because this hair, my god, this hair is slightly different, even though it's from the same supplier, but it still brushes on like a glove. Now I just noticed that Midge's neck is breaking, but here we go. So she's got a blue version of the outfit. I think the hair, I need to measure it, but I need to replace Midge's body. So that's another project. So that's my video for the mermaids for now. What I'm planning to do, I need to wash them. So I might just do a little part 2 on washing them if you guys are interested. But that's my video for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was worth it. And if it was, let me know down in the comments what you think. And did you have these dolls? Did you buy these dolls afterwards when you're collecting? Now, I would love to have 4 of them in box, in mint condition. Hopefully one day I will. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy them as they are. And yeah, well, I hope you had a lovely mermaid. And I really need to wash these girlies because they are in desperate need of being washed. But as mermaids ending, also, some of the, yeah, she can't stand. Some of the projects that I wanted to do, and I've been planning a few for a couple of years, and I thought to myself, why not extend Mermay into June and call it Mer June? So if you're up for it, let me know in the comments, and we'll do Mer June instead, because the weather has just started to warm up. We've had a heat wave in the UK, and yeah, I think I'm going to extend Mermay into Mer June and carry on, because there is a surprise that I'm planning another video, and it's got to do with one of these girlies in the back. So it's got to do with dual hair mermaid. So yeah, I hope you come back for that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, happy mermaid and take care. Bye bye.